What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Byrd Show here in the Legless Lounge. Today, I have one of my good buddies on, Holton Ahlers. We're going to talk about his life now. Dang it. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Byrd Show here in the Legless Lounge. Well, today, I have one of my good buddies, Holton Ahlers, on. We're going to talk about his life here at ECU, his life now, his faith, and where it's taken him today, and all the ups and downs in his career. I hope you guys enjoy, and stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Byrd Show here in the Legless Lounge, where we talk about faith, perseverance, and finding purpose through the toughest seasons in people's lives. Today, I'm joined by one of ECU's top names ever in the athletic world, a hometown kid who became the face of Pirate Nation, a leader on and off the field, a man whose faith shines brighter than a stat line itself, my brother, Holton Ahlers, where we're going to talk about his journey at East Carolina, what it was like to carry that role as a quarterback and leader of a football team here, at the moment where he felt like God was calling him to do more than just football in his life, and how faith guided him through every step of his life. Holton, man, thanks for coming to the Byrd Show, and we're pumped to have you on.
What an intro, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Always. First question, man. You've been the face of ECU football for many years. I mean, I feel like you were here for, 15 years? Is that right?
It feels like it. Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah, but it also felt like one, I'm sure. But
yeah.
What did it mean to you to represent, your hometown in the purple and gold?
Yeah, it meant a lot. It meant everything.
Mm-hmm.
Being from Greenville, you know how the recruiting process is,
Mm-hmm.
even local to North Carolina, but, you got to give everyone a chance. But in the same mind, I'm like, dude, I don't know. ECU's pretty cool, playing in my hometown. And, when I was getting recruited, ECU was, kind of in, their dark ages of football. So, there was really thought of going elsewhere because it's dang, dude, you're really going to have to go through a lot, to get there. And I still ended up choosing ECU, obviously. And I don't think I knew how much I was actually going to go through and how much it was going to take to, flip the program and get the program out of where we were.
Because that's not just a 1 year process.
Yeah,
people don't
and
but
when you're 17, I'm just yeah, you know what? If I go in there and play good, the team will rally, and in a sense we did, but it's just I didn't realize how much needed to be changed. I thought it was just a little bit, and it was a lot, which we ended up getting the right guys in there. Not that the right guys weren't there before, but it's just football, there's so many factors. And in baseball as well, it's not like basketball, you get a 5-star and you're just good.
Yeah. It's the baseball and football are the sports where you can't just have one guy and just flip the script. I mean, it's very rare that happens.
So yeah, I was very blessed to have a really good group of guys who I'm very close with now that came in my recruiting class and were just we committed to changing it and stayed until we did. But yeah, it was a blessing for sure. It was the best decision I ever made.
Yeah, for sure. Same here, brother. You carried that leadership role for a lot of years, and what was kind of the hardest part about that, and what did you learn about yourself through that process?
Yeah, being a leader, I feel like it's something I've done naturally my whole life. I have 3 older brothers. I have parents who work extremely hard and kind of taught me what that meant. I'm a huge believer in servant leadership. It talks about that in the Bible a lot, and Jesus was a servant leader, obviously. And I think understanding that and understanding you got to do things by example, you got to treat people the right way. Those are the things I've kind of just been raised on. But being a quarterback, is another level of it, especially starting quarterback in your hometown. And I think me learning like what that meant and like what was the obligations of that. And I kind of knew that going in. Shane Gardner's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. Like I grew up watching him, and I grew up he really represented it well. So I had like kind of a good role model there. But when I got to ECU, like there really wasn't any older quarterback I could look up to in the quarterback room to be like, hey, this is the way you do it. So like there was things I did have to learn that like I thought I knew, I really didn't. I was just young. But yeah, man, being a leader is also a huge blessing. And like football locker room, especially college, has like 115 guys. And when you're starting quarterback, like everyone looks at you.
Yeah, yeah.
And like people talk about like the pressure of like the university or the city and the fan base. Like it's really not that as much because you know you can't be paying attention to that. It's more the pressure of the guys in the locker room and like the equipment staff and the coaches' families who are dependent on you to play good. Like that is the point. That's the pressure.
Yeah.
But pressure's a privilege.
That's
so
right.
yeah.
That's right. And when you kind of look back on your ECU days now, what is the moment that has made you like most proud? Not on the field, but like just as a person.
Whew, that's a tough one, man. There's a lot. There's a lot. You open it up talking about faith. Like I had a couple of teammates who were like atheists, who I like just drilled into, especially my last year. And like when it was my last year, I'm like, dude, this is my last chance to really, talk to these guys. I was with them for a while. And by the time I left, like I was like, you know what, there was one individual, I'm not going to bring up his name, where I was like, dang, man, I didn't get him to church. Like I always said, like, you're coming to church. I would go to Open Door on Thursdays because we played, obviously, and Sundays were tough. And I think 2 years later, I never got him then. 2 years later, he texted me. He was like, hey, Holt, just want to let you know, like, I am a believer in Christ now. I'm going to church. Awesome. And it's because of the conversations we had in the locker room. I just want to let you know that. Dude, and I was like, let's go, man.
And
like
those seeds, man.
Yeah.
Like it says in Matthew, yeah.
And I think like that was probably a lot of it. And just like outside the spiritual stuff, it just like staying. Like there was a lot of dark times early on. I mean, when you're in your hometown, you're starting quarterback and you're not winning, like it's not great. Like your family feels it, you feel it. And I could have left and went elsewhere, but like looking back, I'm like, dude, I'm just glad I stayed and proud I stayed.
Yeah, definitely. Who were your biggest influences and mentors while you were at ECU, both on and off the field?
Yeah, Aaron Kennedy, obviously one of your good buddies. I leaned on him a lot. Lead pastor at Open Door. My family, my brothers, really. Caden Norman is another guy. I kept a really tight circle, and like a lot of people, like people who know me know, like I'm like really tight with like 10 guys, and then outside of that, like I'm cool with a lot of people, but like I'm like super tight. You just have to be that way when you're an athlete. I feel like, in just those 10 people, or I don't even know the exact number, it's like they're like my brothers, even if they're not my blood. And then my brothers, I'm obviously I've looked up to and kind of leaned on them and my parents as well.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have this same the same friends since like 5th grade.
Yeah,
dude. And like
it's group chat, man.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. It's like they're actually my roommates. Like I don't live with any baseball players. It's like nice to go home and like not talk about baseball because like you can't really make it your life.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
But, how did you keep your confidence when the game didn't go your way? And like you said, you went through a lot of ups and downs here at ECU. But how did you keep that confidence even when the critics in Greenville did get loud?
I wish I say I did the whole time. Like there was times when I lost my confidence, especially early on. I would just say like knowing like having faith, honestly, like your relationship with God, and knowing like, dude, I'm just a football player, but like I'm like that's a game at the end of the day, and like you can only take it so serious because there is way more to life, and we can get into if you want of like I experienced death at a young age. My best friend passed away my senior year of high school, right, literally 2 months before I moved in at ECU because I went in December. And like going through that just really opened my eyes to be like, holy cow, like this is way different. Like this is life. Like football is not life. Like this is life. So I think just having a base of just like a perspective of that, and then like, but there was times when I would lose confidence, and it's tough, especially as a quarterback, to lose your confidence. But then you just got to go back to the base and understand like who you are in Christ, and understand it is just a game at the end of the day.
Yeah, like you just said, where was the time that God was, teaching you something through football that was bigger than just the game?
I think those times, the times when I lost confidence in a way, because it was almost like God was like, hold up, like, dude, your priorities are way wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, that was God's way of saying, like, all right, like, let's pull back a little bit here. And like, you're like, the Bible says, like, don't idolize worldly things. Like, you just you can't worship worldly things. And a lot of people in sports in general, like, people do worship them. And as an athlete, it's hard not to, because you're in it every single day. That's why it's important to be in the Word too, and have people around you that disciple you. But I just think, looking back at my career, like, I was best when I was closest with God and spending more time with God and probably less time than not less time. You're still spending 12 hours a day doing it, but like, I was putting some things aside to focus more on God than I was like putting God aside to focus on things.
Definitely. What is like one thing that people don't see about the college athletic like grind, the every single day grind?
Yeah.
That people just, can't wrap their minds around.
I would just say, like, there's a lot of like great people and great experiences. Like, my favorite experiences like aren't even on the field. I'm sure you probably the same way. It's just like, there's a lot of like really good people and like good friendships and Bible studies, or just like dinner out with friends or bonfires and like just stuff like that, of just like with the guys.
Yeah, the
but then like,
man,
then like on Saturdays, like, or on like a Thursday night, like, we would always have the linemen over and all of our buddies over from the team, and even some guys that aren't on the team, and we would have a bonfire and put on Thursday Night Football on the projector, and like, we'd all be there, and then 2 days later we'd be playing in front of 40,000 people, and it's like, and people wouldn't know or like picture. I think that is probably the most thing, is like, you're also a student, which is insane to me.
You're also a teenager.
Yeah, like those
brain's
dudes
not fully developed at all. And
like dealing with girls, like eating fast food, like you're literally just a normal person.
Most of us are broke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You decided to step away from football. Now. What went through that moment for you, and what made that decision?
Because I could have kept playing, and it was just a decision of just like, one, I just got married. I wanted to like devote my life, to her and like building a family. I want to build a family here soon. I'd done the pro ball thing. I liked it a lot. I, in fact, really enjoyed it. But also just like, I have nieces here in Greenville. Like, all my brothers are here. My parents are here. And leaving like 6 months out of the year was just not like...
That was tough.
Yeah, and I loved those times when I was gone, but when I came back, I'm like, dang, dude. Like, I missed time, and I don't like I missed a lot of time, believe it or not. Like, being from Greenville, people think like, when I played here, I saw my family a lot, and I did more than like your average like athlete who comes from Florida or wherever to play, but like, I didn't see them as much as I want. Like, we still had like, Thanksgiving is still during football season. Like, I didn't really have a Thanksgiving with my family. I would just stop by for an hour, because then we would have a game or travel somewhere.
Right.
Like Christmas, we're like, my last 2 years we were in DC and Birmingham for Christmas, and like little things like that. And I was just like, you know what, like, I'm ready to just like plant my roots. And a business opportunity came that I really couldn't turn down. I was like, you know what, let's do it. So.
Yeah. Did you ever like struggle with the identity? Because you played football for what, like 20 years? Like, who is Holton besides football?
Yeah. Gladly no, honestly. I haven't. Awesome. Like, I feel like I've seen a lot of guys, like, especially when they retire and like when they hang up the cleats, of like, struggle with that. Like, especially football players. A lot of football players do. But I really haven't. Like, my best friends are like guys who like have already hung up the cleats, like Jack Powers, Caden Norman, just a few of those guys, and like, they've done it and been successful in the business world. So like, the guys that I talked to most were like already had done that. So like, when I decided to, they were like I kind of had examples to look to.
Yeah.
And then also, like I said, just like having an identity outside of football, like, you have to, as a quarterback, and like, going through those dark times really made me have an identity outside of it, because if not, I've been depressed 24/7, which is not fun.
Yeah.
It's like batting 100 in baseball for 3 years. Like, we sucked for 3 years until we flipped it. So I had to have identity outside of it, and I think that kind of helped too.
Yeah. What role did faith play in that? The decision to hang him up and start life.
Yeah. Everything, really. I mean, any big decision, or really any decision in my life in general, but like, there was a lot of prayer involved between me and my wife and really my family, but it really comes down to me and my wife because that's our household right now.
Right.
And just praying and saying, like, is this the right decision? Like, we feel led to do this. Is this what we're supposed to do? And like stepping away from pro football, like guaranteed money is tough, but in starting a business at that where there's no guaranteed money, you just got married, like there is a risk to it. And it's been great so far. I mean, like letting prayer and faith like lead your way is like, there's so much peace to life. Like I'm not the richest I've ever been right now, but like I'm doing what I love. I'm married my best friend, my family's in town, like I get to do the podcast, I get to be around football, like I love it. And it all stems from like making decisions through Christ and like even like weirdly enough it sounds like bouncing ideas off of God, like that is something that I do daily. It's just like if you have a relationship you can talk back and forth, and like that's kind of how I feel like I do.
Since stepping away from the game, what has God really placed on your heart for this next chapter in your life?
I'd always wanted to lead a Bible study.
That's awesome.
We had Bible studies at ECU when I was there, but I never led one because it was kind of like weird because it's like we already have one. The same people who were at that one would probably, you know what I mean? So like, but I always wanted to, and I always felt led. So about 2.5 months ago, so I retired, I don't even know, 3-4 months ago now, and I started Bible study about 3 months ago, about a month after. So so all those best friends I'm talking about, a bunch of former players, do Bible study.
How many guys attend?
So it's guys and gals, because a lot of us are married now. Anywhere from 15 to 20. Honestly, I don't even know. It just depends on couples and night and stuff when you're married, dude. Stuff.
Just getting busy and stuff. What do you want to use your platform now, beyond football to, impact people, not only here in Greenville, but across the world?
Yeah, I think that is where like retiring has really opened up my eyes, is like to have like an internal impact on someone, like getting that message from that former teammate that was like, hey dude, thanks. Like I literally changed my eternity because we had conversations in the locker room. And like, I think leading the Bible study now and like, just talking, because like I remember when I decided to lead it, like I told some of my buddies who were going to be on it, I was like, dude, like we're all Christians, we all know we're Christians, we'll talk about it like when we're just sitting there like watching games and stuff, but we've never like dove into the word. And I think like not being afraid to just like bring it up to people, like I feel like some people think it's like a touchy subject, and it's like, dude, it's not. Like it's like it's not a touchy subject, and even if it is, like who cares? Like
100%.
Like I was talking with my buddies the other day, and like in the Bible it says like you're a citizen of heaven, and like earth is just like very, very temporary. And like if you're a citizen of heaven, like we're gonna look back when we're in heaven and be like, dude, what were we doing on earth? Like what were we doing the whole time? Like why were we not just going to talk to people about it? Why were we nervous to bring it up? And like I just think that is very, very powerful. And like I would say
that's awesome. What's up, guys? I want to take a quick second and thank one of today's sponsors, Children Health Services. They understand the importance of your child's well-being from the day they were born in the hospital. All the providers over there provide top-notch care. They have a new location on 10th Street, so make sure you guys go and check that out. It's really purple and looks pretty cool, and they have their old location on Arlington Boulevard. Hey, guys, I want to take another second and thank another sponsor of the show, Shimmer Boutique. Shimmer has some cool Pirate Radio camo sweatshirts in the store available today and on their brand new website, shimmerboutiqueonline.com. Their in-person stores are in Winterville, Greenville, Jacksonville, and they have that brand new website at shimmerboutiqueonline.com. They have some very, very cool clothes there, brands there like Yeti, Pimp Shrimp, Local Boy, and those cool brand new Pirate Radio sweatshirts. So make sure you guys go and get those. Thank you, guys, and back to the show. If you could go back and talk to 18-year-old self walking into ECU for the first time as a football player, what would you tell him?
Buckle up. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that you go through, dude.
It's gonna be a long 5 years.
Enjoy the body when it feels good, because it's gonna hurt later on. But enjoy it. Like it's the best years. Like people don't lie when they say like college is your best years. Like I love my life now. Like I wouldn't change it for the world, but college is so stress-free compared, like even being the starting quarterback, even with the stress of all that, like compared to just like now I have a wife, like we're gonna have kids soon, like that's stress. That's not stress really, but like if you want to compare like college and that stress, like people actually depending on you rather than like fans depending on you to win games, like that's not the same thing as like your kids depending on you to eat.
Definitely.
Like, and that's just like two different things. And I think that is like what I would say is just enjoy that life.
Yeah. Built when broken.
Yeah.
I remember when I got my first sweatshirt, dude. I was pumped. That was awesome. But what does it mean? What do you think it means to you now in your life now? Outside of football.
I think it's literally like stapled my life. So I was talking about my best friend passing away when I was 17, October 27th, 2017. I enrolled at ECU December 28th, 2017. Because I graduated high school early, and like going through that and how Built and Broken kind of started was like going through that. I was just like, I literally didn't talk to God for like months. Like when I enrolled at ECU, I was in like a very dark time in my life. Like I was supposed to be like in the greatest time. Like I'm at my dream school in my hometown. I'm going to be the quarterback, but I'm really like laying in my dorm room, like with the lights off, like just lost one of my closest friends, grew up with my entire life. And I was just like, I don't know what to do with my life, like literally. And it was like months later. One of our other best friends, there was three of us who were really, really close. We just came up with Built and Broken. We're like, all right, dude, like we need something to get us through this. Like that kind of has like a faith, like obviously deep rooted in faith, but like, what is this that we're feeling? And we came up with like Built when breaking. And then we were just like Built when broken. Like that's great. And it's literally been like a staple in my life since. And it pretty much just means like, God, and people can attest, you've been through a lot too, of just being like the things that people think they're like that was meant to break them is actually the things, the more powerful people are like the things that built them into who they are now. And you are a great example of that. And the people who take that and say, you know what, like I might be broken right now, but like years down the road, like, or maybe months or whatever, like
look what God can do.
Yeah. And it's like now looking back, I'm like, dude, that is literally what like built me into who I became, and put a perspective of football and all this like way to the side of just being like, holy cow, like life is way more precious than people think and more fragile than people think. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. Like don't take everything so serious, but also take some things like very seriously, you know? So, Built and Broken means a lot to me.
Yeah. For anyone out there that's like listening and who feels, lost or losing what, they loved or loved one, whatever, what encouragement and advice would you give to them?
Yeah. You're saying like losing a loved one?
Yeah. Anything,
I would just say like it does get better. One thing that really helped me was knowing like the only chance I ever had at seeing my friend again was like if I went to heaven and like talking to him and being like, all right, I better lock in then because like I want to see my friend again.
Yeah. That's good perspective.
Yeah, and I just think like death is weird, and like I have a weird perspective on death because I lost a couple more people like within a span of that time too that like really had a weird perspective on my life. But like people who go through death is just like you just don't know, like everyone grieves differently and you just got to let yourself grieve. And like, I think that would be the best advice I would give is like, let yourself grieve. Like whatever you're feeling is okay. But eventually like you do have to dive back into the word because that is where you'll find truth.
Right. What like passage or like scripture kind of got you through those dark times?
Yeah. Jeremiah 29:11 for no plans I have for you is a big one. Yeah. Matthew 5:14, you are the light of the world. Dude, I love that one.
Yeah, I got a tattoo of that one.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that one.
Caden's wife is my
yeah,
awesome.
Haley, she's great.
Yeah.
She's great. John 3:30, he must become greater, I must become less. I think that's something that like people can just say over their life all the time. Something I try to say over my life all the time.
Yeah.
And then one that I think recently I've like really like tried to like I've been in deep thought about is in Matthew and the story of the 10 virgins, and they're talking about like how when the bridegroom, which is literally Jesus in this story, like there was 10 of them had lamps, 5 of them had oil in the lamp, 5 of them didn't. And like in that story, it represents the lamp is like the outward expression of Christ, and then like the oil is like the inward expression. And in that story, the virgins who had oil, which is like the inward like relationship with God, like the bridegroom was ready for them, they were ready. But the ones who didn't, like the door shut and they didn't get in. And like, I just think my life recently, I've been like, holy cow, like I need to make sure I have oil. I need to make sure I have an inward relationship with God. Because sadly, like Christianity in a way is like a lot of like just lamps out there of like outward expressions, but no like actual deep, you know, inserted faith. So yeah.
What is your favorite verse overall?
Ooh, depends on the life I'm in. Season of life.
Season,
I would say Jeremiah 29:11 probably. That's one that is just like, that was like the root of Built When Broken. Like everything we produced at the time, we did a lot of like clothing and wristbands and stuff, like somewhere either was prayed, like Jeremiah 29:11 was either prayed over it or it had Jeremiah 29:11 on it. So I would say that is one that you just having, like, he does have a plan for you is the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, to wrap this whole thing up, I'm going to do a few quick questions right at you. And the first thing that comes to mind, so no hesitation here. All right. Funniest teammate you've ever had at ECU?
Ryan Stubblefield, backup quarterback to me. It's hilarious.
Go-to worship song or verse when you need to reset your mentality?
Oh, that's, I know. Is this supposed to be one-word responses or?
Whatever.
Kinda.
No, you go ahead. Whatever.
Gosh, because it just, like, I just heard one the other day that I'm like obsessed with now. It's called "Come Jesus." I don't even know who wrote it though.
Yeah. Come Jesus.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you. It's really good. I'd say that right now. It just talks about literally kind of, because I've been praying over the story of the 10 virgins, making sure I have oil in my life and an inward faith. And that song was what like rooted it, because he was talking about like him wanting Jesus to return. And I'm like, dude, I'm not faithful enough to be like, God, come back right now.
Right.
Like, and then it really like hit me of like, dang, dude, how, like, yes, I want God to return right now, but at the same time, it's like, do I really want God to come back like right this second? Like, I know I would go to heaven, but like right this second, like I want to have kids and do all this. And like, it really like, I had to find the Bible. Like, I literally told my wife, I was like, I got to go read the Bible and figure out what it says. Cause like, I feel selfish. Like, cause that song, he literally is like, come on, Jesus, like come back.
Come back now.
So yeah, that one, I'll have to send it to you. I can't think who wrote it though.
Yeah. That's awesome. Most underrated teammate who didn't get enough credit, but changed the game.
Oh, wow. I had a lot of those.
Top three. Noah
Henderson. He was my offensive lineman for 5 years, pretty much. Sean Bailey was my offensive lineman for 4 years, pretty much.
Guy.
Yeah, Big Sean, one of my groomsmen. He's Bible study attendee.
Let's go.
And then, Caden Norman. He didn't play, and he won't be in the record books for ECU, but he taught me a lot of, like I said, I didn't have like that older guy who like taught me the ropes. Like Caden was my age. He was a semester before me, but he taught me like what hard work was. Like he beat my tail in every conditioning, all that, where like I tried to catch him and literally could not. But by the end of it, like, he would be way out in front in conditioning, and then I would be way out in front, and then like people would be behind us, but I always felt like I'm not good enough. I can't beat him. Yeah. And then he always helped me too with like understanding defenses and stuff. So very underappreciated by the fan base, I would say, but not by me.
Yeah. That's awesome. Favorite local Greenville spot after a practice or a big win during your career? Yeah.
Went to Sup Dogs after games for sure. With the boys, and tiebreakers. I'm a huge tiebreakers fan. Yeah. I love tiebreakers. Awesome.
What's one thing God's been teaching you lately in this new chapter of your life?
Yeah. He must become greater. I must become less. Like I said, that song, dude, ate at my heart. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he must become greater. I must become less.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Holton, thanks for coming on, man. Your legacy goes way beyond football here in this town, and I'm excited to see what this next chapter is in your life, and where God takes you and your family to come. Be praying for you guys to start a family soon, and maybe we have another left-handed quarterback coming through here in ECU and staying for 5 years. Let's go.
No, he's gonna be quick, but dude, thanks for having me on.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Yep.